Put your feet on the floor because we have work to do. Welcome to the grind. Welcome to Cappers Nation, your weekly all things sports betting show. Tune in live every Thursday at 8 p.m. and Saturday and Sunday at 9 a.m. Eastern. Let us make you a more successful sports bettor.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome. Got something in my eyeball this morning. Good morning. We know it's not winners from yesterday, that's for sure. They definitely were not in our eyes. Welcome, everybody. Glad to have everybody here tuning in on this beautiful and blessed Sunday morning. Glad to have everybody tuning in. Going to make it a great day because yesterday was very far from great. Yesterday was very far from great. First of all, nobody won the swag package yesterday. Nobody was even close. You guys were so far off. I don't know what you guys were thinking, but so were we. Nonetheless, so were we. We definitely didn't give you any basis to go off of. That is for sure. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Sunday, everybody. Happy NFL week number 2 to everybody tuning in. Nathan, Nick Rez, Greg, Joshua, Carlos, Jeff, Tim, Mr. Bayer, Bobby Munoz, Anthony tuning in, Justin, Mike Scott tuning in, Princess Chachu in the house, Ray, good morning, William, good morning. Definitely going to be a great day for sure. We might have to take a scheduled interruption so I can make another cup of joe here in a little bit, but that's okay. That's okay. So, I don't know about you guys, but I woke up today and I was feeling kind of good. It sure as hell wasn't from the winning that we did yesterday. That's for sure. Now, the only thing that really did win was, first of all, the live wager show was a success. We ended up going 3-2. Man, it was looking like we were going 5-0 on live wagers. And then it was like, boom. Tulane went home after the first half of their game against Navy. Tulane just said, peace out. We're done playing. We played 2 quarters. That's all we need to play. We're going home now, folks. And they left. They flipping left the game. Because they sure as hell didn't play in the second half, that's for sure. So, live wager show was a success. We gave out the over in the NBA game in there as well. So ended up going 4-2 during the live wager show. Cappers Nation free plays sucked it up yesterday. Daily free play was a whopper. Premium plays were off. Guaranteed Saturday was off. I was off. But hey, it happens. It happens. Shit happens. It's sports betting. It's gambling. We're betting on humans. Some of them are college kids. Some of them are professional athletes that act like children. At the end of the day, it's still gambling. That's why we always say to always bet within your means. And sometimes you just get punched in the nose. And yesterday, it's safe to say we got punched in the nose. So, it happens. I promise you it won't be the last time that we get punched in the nose. That I can promise you. It happens. If you expect perfection in us to win every single day of the week, well, too fucking bad. But you know what we did do? We won 10 out of the last 12 days. That's not too bad for premium plays. That's not too bad for premium plays. So, if you're one of the ones that, I think, Carlos, I seen your opinion, so yeah, I'm going to pick on you this morning. It wasn't a good first impression. Well, I promise you, you've probably been watching me more than just one day. So, while we had a bad day yesterday, the previous 2 days that you were probably watching me, I think I took you 6-1-1, 100% free during the videos. So, obviously, it wasn't the first impression because I give you guys premium plays every single day or my personal plays every single day free of charge, either in the daily free play video or the live show. So, it definitely wasn't your first impression, and I'm not just singling you out to be an asshole because I'm definitely not an asshole. Oh, wait, I am. But it's just to, prove a little point that it wasn't your first impression of us. Because if it was, you wouldn't have known about the 2-day free promo on my Twitter or our website. But nonetheless, rest assured, we have a hell of a lot more winning days than we do losing days. And that's the best thing about it. So that's the best thing about it. And we'll continue where we are. And that's having a great time. Even when you lose, you got to find the shining light in a losing day. Because let me tell you, okay, I have multiple betting accounts. But I'm going to read you one from Saturday from Bet Online. It says negative $14,769.16. That's one account. So to say I didn't have a bad day yesterday would be an understatement and a flat out fucking lie. In total, I probably dropped close to $35,000 yesterday. It's because I bet our games. But soon, it may take me a day or two to grind my way out of it. Hell, it may take us a week to grind our way out of it. But one thing that is certain, we will grind our way out of it, and that number will be back from gray on BetOnline back into the green. That is for sure. Mr. Grover says we're going to end the week in a sweep on my personal plays. I do believe so as well. Don't forget, folks. Do not forget, if you're in our Survivor contest, make your pick. If you're in our NFL Pick'em contest, make your picks. Jeff says, but that's why you are the best. You are transparent. Thank you. Mr. Foster. Mr. Foster. How are you, my brother? Hope you're doing good. Retirement is going to treat you well, my friend. But yes, we'll always be transparent. It is what it is. I mean, I can't hide from the fact. That my account took a dump yesterday. Actually, all of my accounts took a dump yesterday. That I cannot lie. You know what I mean? How can you get away with it? I mean, I guess some services can't, but that's because they actually don't bet. I actually bet. So, could you guys imagine? Yeah, Princess Chachu, unfortunately, it's too late to join. Registration's been closed for all of the Pick'em and the Survivor Pool. Speaking of the Survivor Pool, guys, we still have 4 entries as a group into the Bet Online Survivor Pool, as well as 1 entry into their Pick'em. So we need to decide who we're taking for our group for our 4 entries for the Pick'em, as well as our 4 entries, or not 4 entries, our 1 entry into their Pick'em contest. So we've got 4 into their Survivor Pool and 1 into their Pick'em contest, And we need to select who we want. We can go over that now. We can go over that later. But what we can do while we're talking about losers is we can go over yesterday's recap. Dustin, I can't post a link in here, but check your email. Should be in your email from before, or run your pool. You know what. But I'm not allowed to post a link. That's probably, to be honest, why we got shut down for the week, is because we were posting the link to that. And if you look at it, it looks gambling related, a link to a, off-site gambling related place, even though it's free and it's for fun. They probably thought, that was something else, or send me a DM on Twitter. Yeah, Brandon, I did the same thing. I picked Kansas City last week as well. Hey, you got to survive the first 4 weeks, right? I'll tell you this. The BetOnline Survivor Pool started with like 12,000 people. It's under 6,000 now after 1 week. It's under 6,000 under 1 week. So, survive. Jeff, thank you for reminding me. The Sunday NFL Guaranteed Play, which had a monster blowout winner last week. This week it's early. It's early this week, 1 p.m. Eastern Time. Thank you, Jeff, for reminding me that. Again, will be a nice winner. Goes off at $150. We guarantee that if it doesn't win, we give you the next one free. So, Jeff, I know you want on board that one, so don't miss out. Trevor, Fast Freddy, Anthony, Mauricio, Raymond, Mr. Munoz, thank you for jumping on board. The big Sunday play already. Brian, thank you for jumping on board. Not only premium plays, but my personal plays late last night. I saw actually I just texted you, but I seen your orders come in when I got in here this morning. So, quick recap. We're going to go over the recap of yesterday. That way we can get it out of the way and we can get to week number 2. Because we got some good shit to do this week. All right? We got some good shit to do. First of all, free plays, disaster. Oklahoma State over 66. I don't even think they hit 20. All right? We were completely way off base. Pittsburgh laying 20.5, which was also a premium play, or 21, wherever you got it. Princess Chacho, I'm going to delete the comment just so YouTube doesn't get mad for saying that here. But yes, they'll know if you clicked on the link, they'll automatically know that you came from here. You don't have to enter that code unless you wanted a bonus, but I can't even really, it's like a touchy subject with YouTube, so I'm not even allowed to go that route. But if you use that code, they give you the bonus. If you don't use that code, they don't. But yeah, as long as you clicked on that link, they'll know where you came from. They know where you came from. Also gave out Cincinnati, who screwed the pooch late. They screwed the pooch late. Live wager. We had 3 live wagers yesterday. Matter of fact, I did not update the board. But during the live wager show, which we're going to do again today, during live, we took Tulane, who was rolling, laying 16.5. That ended up being a whopping loser. We took Tulane first half team total live over 17.5. That was a winner. We took the Raging Cajuns live as a pick'em minus $1.20. That was a nice winner. Barely. Tulane's second half was a sucker bet, which we got suckered into. Oh, you guys can't even see the board. You can't even see the board this morning. Hold on. Hold those horses. Hold those horses. Where did the board screen go? All right? Where did the board screen go? I guess it helps if we turn that camera on, huh? Anyways, we'll go over live wager here in a little bit, all right? Premium plays. While that camera's firing up, or guaranteed Saturday, Raging Cajuns. What a disaster. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. They came out, they played like absolute dog shit from the start. They were down 14-0, then they were down 14-7. End of the first half, they have a chance to put points on the board. They're driving, they're way down there, they throw a pick. First drive of the second half. After throwing the pick, they get all the way down there, they throw another pick when they're getting ready to score. It could have easily been right there, 21-14. Or hell, 17-14. But nope, we didn't get it. They battled back. They ended up tying the game. They went, they did this, they did that, and they just couldn't get it. They just couldn't get it, unfortunately. So, you know, unfortunately, that one didn't pan out anywhere near the way that we hoped. And Raging Cajun's a second-half team for sure, and had much bigger hopes. But, hey, when you play like absolute dog shit, you know, that's what happens. So, during the live wager show, here's the board. This is what we gave out. So, as you can see, Tulane laying 16.5 was the dumpster fire. They were up 24-0 and rolling. And then they went home at halftime. Tulane first half team total over 17.5. We cashed that while we were live. We made the Raging Cajuns live as a pick when they were down 14-0 and driving. Tulane second half laying 3. That was the dog shit of the night because they just went home. And then Louisiana, Lafayette, and Georgia State third quarter over 13.5. Live, we bet that, cashed that one with ease. And then right before we got off, we gave everybody the over in the NBA game. So live wager was a success. It was the only thing that was a success. We'll do it again later today, but they're all going to be a success today. All right, system plays yesterday. Closed out 2 yesterday. The White Sox plus 136, game 2 winner. The Astros, game 2 winner. My personal plays came out hot. We won the first one. South Florida, Notre Dame over 48. Notre Dame steamrolled them. Then we had the Houston Astros team total over 4.5, and they fell flat. They got 3. So many chances in that game. It never happened. We double dipped on the Heat. Played like dog poo-poo last night. And then UTEP against Abilene Christian. UTEP laying 7.5. So many chances in that game. So many chances. So many chances. And they didn't get it. And they didn't get it. So, nonetheless, LT, good morning, sir. Bobby Munoz, I agree, and thank you, sir. Thank you for jumping on board as well. Mr. Watkins, Trevor, thank you guys for jumping on board. The big Sunday play. I see you guys just purchased it right now. But yeah, that's the recap from yesterday, folks. It's not the most impressive, to say the least, but you know, I got to be honest with you. Shit does happen. Give me 1 second, folks. Mario, if you're watching, I just had replied to your email asking about you lost Guaranteed Saturday. You get another one for free. Yeah, you get the next Guaranteed Saturday for free. What's going on, Lamont? Lots of soccer today. Lots of soccer. Belarus soccer this morning. Another Belarus soccer getting ready to start here in a little bit as well. LT, we're doing good. We're doing good. I hope you're doing well. I hope you and the family doing well as well. Jerry, good morning. So that's the recap from the disaster of a day yesterday. And we're going to make it a good day today. So nonetheless, week number 2, NFL. We got Major League Baseball today. We've got NBA, Lakers, Nuggets. We're going to try and talk about it all. But nonetheless, I'm sure we're going to run short somewhere along the lines. Yesterday was a good day for the live show. It was a bad day for what we produced in the live show. That is for sure. That is for sure. I know at one point we had over 220 people here live yesterday. So for everybody that did tune in yesterday, don't worry. We'll bounce back with some big wins today. I do like I do like what we have today. So I'm just popping up our live odds and all of that stuff. Speaking of live odds, guys, if you want to have access to live odds, 100% real-time live odds, it's 100% free. Just go to our website, guys, for all the major books. Right there on our website under the odds tab right here. You can see them all. All right? So, you know what the good thing about Sunday is? The also good thing about Sunday, that free play board right there, it's blank. It's blank. That means we got a clean, fresh slate. All right? We've got a clean, fresh slate right there. It's one of the greatest things about it. All right? That's the greatest things about it. Robert, yeah, the Pirates bullpen the last couple days we've rode the Cardinals, and thank God the Pirates bullpen was trashed the last couple days. I'm glad you cashed that bet. Congratulations. Brandon, am I a full-time Raider fan? Now, you forget I'm from Los Angeles. When I grew up, they were they were in LA. They were in LA. So that's one thing. All right, so what we're going to do, I got everything popping up, getting our live odds popped up, and of course, what I had popped up won't open now. So give me 1 second while I get all my NFL stuff popped up for us. That way we can dive right into the program. There we go. Because I don't know about you guys, but I'm ready for a great day today. And we're going to make it a great day. We're going to make it a great day. Again, remember, if you're in one of our pools, don't screw up and miss, all right? Prizes should be announced. Prizes should be announced later today or Monday, all right? Speaking of prizes, Felipe, did you already review today's picks? No, we haven't. We're getting ready to jump into the NFL and start breaking down the games. But tomorrow's daily free play video will be out early today, okay, for Monday Night Football. But I will tell you this. For tomorrow's daily free play video, we're going to be doing a contest, much like we've been doing. So if you haven't tried your hardest yet to predict the final score, you're going to want to with the folks down at BetOnline. We're going to be doing a cash deposit into your BetOnline account if you win. So don't miss that video. Swag and a cash deposit. So you do not want to miss that one. And that's for Monday Night Football. That'll be in the next daily free play video, which I'll have out early to you guys. All right, so. And if you want 2 days of premium plays or 2 days of my personal plays free, you need to go to our website or my Twitter and take a look. Speaking of Twitter, I haven't been on Twitter at all this morning. Wonder if I'm getting blown up for my disaster of a day yesterday. Nope, looks like it's clean. Nobody hates me. Nobody hates me yet. Nobody hates me yet. All right, so NFL. We're going to try and touch all the games. I'm going to bounce around, but I know I'm not going to be able to. All right, I know I'm not going to be able to hit them all. So I want to because I want to try and touch a little baseball if we can. We completely missed baseball yesterday, and looks like we probably should have spent a little more time on it. So nonetheless, obviously we're going to have premium plays and my personal plays on some, so I will give my unbiased opinions where I can. But let's just start with the dumpster fire New York Giants and the Chi-Town Bears. That's where we're going to pick to start first. And remember, guys, we have 4 entries into the Survivor Pool at BetOnline as a group. Remember, if for some reason we win and I win that $125K, as a group, we're going to have the biggest, baddest Super Bowl party in Las Vegas as a group. We'll probably have the biggest, baddest March Madness package as well. So start figuring out who you guys want for your Survivor Pool picks. Last week we took 3 on the Steelers and 1 on the Titans. So start thinking about who you guys as a whole want to use for that. And then our one pick'em contest. We can go over the odds on that one later, but we got to pick that. But as a default, I put the 49ers just as a default, just to make sure if for some reason we ran out of time or whatever the case may be, we actually had something in there. Because I had 5 entries that I didn't know you didn't have until the second game. I had planned to do the second game and for myself, and 5 entries that went by the wayside because I didn't do it in time. So I just wanted something to be in there. All right, so I'm pulling up the matchup for the very first game that we're going to break down. And we're going to try and touch as many of them as we can, guys, okay? But we're going to start with the dumpster fire, the New York Giants. Sorry, William, I know you're probably watching and you're rolling in your skin right now. You're just crawling because I just made fun of your New York team. But don't worry, I'm going to be equally as hateful when we talk about your New York Jets, all right? And what they did to me last week, giving way too much credit, way too much faith in the Jets last week. Saints fans invading Vegas. So here's the thing about Vegas, guys. Here's the thing about Vegas. Every fan invades Vegas. It's Vegas, baby. It's Vegas. And now that they have the Raiders, it's going to be great. It's going to be great. All right, so I should have everything up. Now, first of all, if you're looking for the game number on this one, it's 277 and 278 if you're looking for the odds to follow along on our website. All right, line opened up with the Bears laying 5.5. It's hovering around there depending on where you're looking. Total opened up at 43. For the most part, it's at 42. Taking a look at our friends over at BetOnline. The Bears laying 5 minus $1.13, plus 5 minus 107. The money line on the Bears is minus 240. The total has dropped. It's over and under 42. First half total, 21 points. Bears laying 3 for the first half. Guys, first of all, to me and our friends in Chicago, I'm sorry, but it's even hard to fathom thinking about the Bears being a favorite. To me, it really is. Although, I mean, let's be honest, they're 1-0. The Bears are 100%. I mean, the Giants are 100% losers on the year so far. Giants 0-1 on the year, 0-1 against the spread, 0-1 on the over, where the Bears are completely the opposite. 1-0 on the year, 1-0 against the spread, and 1-0 to the over. This game taking place at Soldier Field there in Chicago. Both NFC opponents going to be going off the East versus the North this week. All right. I'll be honest. Obviously, the Giants, they look sloppy. But tell me the last time the Giants didn't look sloppy. It was probably the last time Eli was in the Super Bowl and they won. Now, they're definitely making a little bit of improvements with Daniel Jones. It's no doubt about it. They're all in. Dustin says the Giants are going to win straight up. I will be honest. I did see a ray of hope out of Daniel Jones last week. Saquon Barkley, they need to give him the ball. Robert S. says the game goes over and the G-men will keep it closer than you think, in my opinion. So, taking a look at last week, Giants versus Steelers. Big Ben, first game back in over a year. Yada, yada, yada. Mauricio, good morning, sir. They beat them 26-16. Game stayed under. They covered the spread. I saw a ray of hope in the Giants. I saw some things, little pizzazz if you want to call it. I saw some things that actually stood out to me with the Giants. Usually things don't stand out to me with the Giants, with the exception of dumpster fire. But that wasn't the case last week. Now, granted, the Steelers won for us. The Steelers covered. The game stayed under. We won because we were all on the Steelers. At least I was. But I saw some good stuff that I liked out of the Giants. I saw where they could definitely improve as well. And that's called running the ball. In the NFL, you can't win unless you run the ball. If you have Saquon Barkley and you only give him the ball 15 times, granted, his 15 times he only ran for 6 yards. The Steelers' defense is not an easy defense to run against. We already know that. The Giants had 29 rushing yards, 1.4 yards per carry on average. They only ran the ball 20 times. They put up 41 passing attempts. Daniel Jones threw 2 interceptions, 262 yards in the air. The Bears on offense last week put the ball on the ground 28 times, 5.3 yards per carry, which equals 149 rush yards. 214 in the air, 5.9 yards per passing attempt, 13.4 yards per point, which still shows you. Now, even though they won their game, and even though they beat the Tigers 27-23 and they put 27 points on the board, I said the Tigers, the Lions. Thinking that every time I see Detroit, I think baseball right now. Surreal that we actually get football. Even though the Bears put up 27 against a Detroit defense, they still lacked that explosive offense with the air attack. Mauricio, thank you, sir. Nick Hub says the Giants' offensive line weren't very good, at least last week. You know, they definitely need to step it up and protect that kid more. I think every offensive line needs to. That's a fact. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button right down below. We go live every single day, 7 days a week. We'll be live again later today with the Live Wager Show, which is geared 100% towards live wagering. So hit that subscribe button right down below. And when you're done with that, everybody, do us a favor, give us a big thumbs up in the video. Princess Chachu, Lions, Tigers, and Bears. Oh my, exactly. You know, I liked what I saw out of the Bears last week. They got a win. They did what they needed to do. On defense, the Bears gave up 138 yards on the ground. They need to tighten that up. They allowed 4.8 yards per carry by a Lions offense. All right, they gave up 288 yards in the air, 6.9 yards per passing attempt. That's what I expected. The Bears defense ended up +1 on turnovers. That's what I expected out of their D. Whereas the Giants defense, or team as a whole, was -1 on turnovers. All right, just so happens Daniel Jones, 2 interceptions, sure as hell didn't help them. All right, Giants, they're 45-21-2 against the spread on the road against lesser passing defenses, yielding more than 6.75 yards per point. Pretty good team. Traveling on the road, covering the spread against a lesser passing defense. The Bears just 1-6 against the spread their last 7 games versus an opponent before they have to play the 49ers. Talk about a mind screw right there. The Bears 10-0 on the under at home against ill-fated teams with a turnover differential of less than 0.4 turnovers a game. No doubt about it, William, and he'll grow from that. You know, that's part of being young and trying to do too much too soon. All right? Trying to do too much too soon. As far as this one goes, as far as this game goes, Giants head-to-head trend, they're 5-1 against the spread in their last 7 visits to Chicago. But they lost last year. All right? They lost last year in Chicago, 19-14. 19-14, total was set at 39.5. The Bears were laying 4.5. As far as this game goes, guys, I do lean, and I hate to say this, and I cringe saying this, but I lean towards the Giants. I know, that sounds funky. William, you're welcome. You once accused me of never taking anybody from New York other than the Yankees or the New York Rangers for obvious reasons. Now, the lean, remember, let's put the full disclosure out there. A lean doesn't mean I'm going to put $1 on it. Lean means I'm just leaning in that direction. If you put a bullet to my head and said your life depends, I'd probably take the Giants. I think 5 is a lot of points. I think the 5.5 would have been better. 5 is minus 107. You could actually get plus 5.5 at BetOnline at plus 117, which is what I would choose. All right? Which is what I would choose. Now, am I going to bet it? No. But if I was, I'd take the Giants plus the 7 or plus the 1.5, plus 1. I'm all screwed up. Plus 5.5 at minus 117. As far as the total, the over and under, I would like to say under like last year, but I don't think so. I think this is going to be a redefined Giants team this year. I think they will put up more points as Daniel Jones grows and evolves into a quarterback that they feel he's supposed to be. I don't think they're going to want that stat sheet to say 29 rushing yards again this week. All right? Especially going up against a Bears defense that gave up 138 yards. The Lions could move the ball anytime they wanted, 4.8 yards per carry on average. So as far as the total goes on this one, guys, I do lean the over. Giants, Bears, over, oh my. Now, the over 42, I'll be honest. The over 42, I kind of like. it. Sickening, and as sick as it is, I kind of like it. Now, first of all, it is a game in Chicago. So you need to check the weather. For all intensive purposes, looks like it's going to be a nice day in Chi-Town. All right? There's another avenue that I like. And you can call me crazy. Is that a song? If not, it should be. The first half total of 21. I think it gets there. I really do. I'm expecting a lot of points in this one. Am I expecting a Sunday shootout between the Giants and the Bears? Oh my? No, not at all. But I don't think 21 in the first half is going to be a hard number to clip. 42 for the game. I still lean towards the over in that. So I could be completely off base and it could be a 10-7 first half. But I don't think so. I think the first half goes over the 21. I do lean towards the first half over the 21. As far as first quarter total over 7.5 is plus 105. To me, that's kind of juicy. Touchdown by the Bears, field goal by the Giants in the first quarter, or vice versa, or one and then another, then it's done. Two teams that are going to like to hog the ball possession, but they both get a chance. Princess Chachi likes the Bears laying 3 first half. I think New York starts out slow. I can kind of lean like that direction as well. I think New York starts out slow at the end. I think there'll be an opportunity for a backdoor cover, possibly an outright win. I think it'll be within a touchdown. So that's what I lean on this game. All right, guys. So let's take a look. We're going to bounce around again. Let's find us another 10 o'clock game. Here we go. Next one on the board. I just went right up the list. Jags and the Titans. Pat, maybe a Weird Al spoof is coming. Exactly, right? Right? Alex, I'm doing okay. I'd be better if we would have won yesterday. That I can tell you. But hey, we can't win every single day, unfortunately. I'm glad we hedged a little and got a little back on the Louisiana Lafayette Live. That I am happy about. Oh man, taking a look. At some soccer real quick. Belarus soccer, Slava Moisa and Shakhtar Slagorsk just starting out. And the German soccer, RB Leipzig is up 2-0. Alex, I really wouldn't say UFC was a tough one. I think with Tyron Woodley tapping out for who knows what reason, giving up, I think he ended up 1 unit down. But if you actually read the write-ups and you took the other bets that he put in there, you would have actually been ahead, because I know I was. I bet his UFC to the flippin' T. And if you took the main card, you ended up down 1 unit. But if you actually read all the write-ups and you took his advice, this person to win by this person to win by that, and you took the props that were in the write-ups and the other bets inside the write-ups, then you would actually end up ahead on the main card. You didn't lose on the max, so I can't really say UFC was rough. It was kind of uneventful from a gambling standpoint. I think I ended up making a little over a half a unit, but that's because I read his write-ups to a T. I actually print them out and circle them. The little bits and pieces in his write-ups, that way I put in other bets. Nathan, yeah, absolutely. Woodley apparently had broken ribs. You're telling me these UFC fighters don't break their hand, break their leg, tear ACLs and keep fighting? No, he was done. He was getting his ass beat by Make America Great Again. After all that shit that they were both talking to each other, he was getting his ass beat and decided just to call it quits. Because let's be honest, he was about to take a pounding again. He was about to take a pounding yet again. All right, so back to the Jags, back to the Titans. Tennessee opened up as a 10-point favorite. Jermaine, what's going on? I mean, let's be honest. If Colby was on top of you, getting ready to beat the shit out of you, you'd probably tap out any direction that you could anyways. Oh, my back. Oh, my nutsack. Oh, my ribs. I broke my toe. I don't care what the hell the excuse is. Titans opened up as a 10-point favorite. That line has dropped considerably. All right, that line has dropped considerably. I'm just now popping it back up on Bet Online and taking a look at this one, guys. 7.5 at Bet Online, minus 102. All right, the Titans are laying 7.5 against a tough Jacksonville team, which I'm going to be honest, I wrote them off last week. You can get the Titans laying 7, but you'd have to lay $1.17. Total on this one, over and under 44. Jags catching 7.5 is actually plus money. Or excuse me, minus more than a normal juice, minus 118. They're plus 280 on the money line. First half, Titans laying 4.5. Over and under 21 in this one. Some AFC South rivals, rivalry game. First of all, both of them 1-0. Jags 1-0 and 1-0 against the spread, 1-0 to the over. Titans might be 1-0 straight up, but they did not cover the spread, and they did not go over the total in their game against Denver. Tennessee ended up winning, barely, 16-14. 16-14, they beat the Broncos. The Jags beating the Colts. I cannot lie. I was on the over of that game last week. I was on the over. We won. And I was very happy. But one thing where I failed at was I gave Phillip Rivers and the Colts a little too much credit. But I did not give Jacksonville any credit. Jacksonville has been dumping players for what appears to be a first-round draft pick. From the outside looking in and looking at all the decisions the management in Jacksonville has done last year, the offseason, to start the year, everything pointed towards they're not winning a game, they're tanking, and they're going to get a draft pick. They're going to draft Trevor Lawrence. They're going to get the quarterback of their dreams. And here they come out and they beat the Colts. This week they come in as a 9-point favorite. And I'm going to be honest, I was thoroughly impressed. Now, granted, they were playing Pick Six Rivers. But I was thoroughly impressed with Jacksonville on defense in one category. Two categories. First of all, turnovers. They finished the game +2 on turnovers. They held the Colts to 88 rushing yards. But you know, when you have Phillip Rivers and you're going against him, he's going to pass the ball umpteen times 4. And he did, 46 passing attempts for 357 yards. Phillip Rivers moved that ball wherever he wanted, even if it was into the other team's hands. The Titans on defense, they kept the Broncos in check. They kept them off the scoreboard. But some very shady play calling in that one. Should have seen some different outcomes. Or some better kicking could have squashed some of those different outcomes. Titans held the Broncos to 107 yards on the ground, 4.1 yards per carry, 216 in the air. But let's be honest, the Broncos' passing game isn't that good anyways. Good morning, Tom. Better days today. Titans ended up finishing last week's game +1 on the turnover category. Now on offense, where Jacksonville lacked and they need to pick it up today, that's in the run game. They put up 91 yards on the ground, 4 yards per carry. And where they also lacked was total offensive output, just 150 yards passing. 7.5 yards per passing attempt. The Titans had 130 yards on the ground, 247 in the air. Last time they played each other, last year, November, played twice last year. First meeting went Jacksonville's way, 20-7. Shocking everybody. Then the Titans came back and said, not happening at home. And they beat them 42-20. Jacksonville 7-0 to the over on the road against lesser scoring teams averaging 18.5 points per game or less. The Titans 23-39-1 against the spread after a straight up win. Jacksonville is 6-4 against the spread on the road against a good team with a 70% or better win percentage. Now, I would like to say Jacksonville plus 7.5. I want to say that. Maybe next week. Maybe next week. I can't say it this week. Maybe next week against in-state rival Miami. All right? This week, better team. I think they're better coached. I think they have better player personnel. I think they are a better rounded team by itself. All right? A lot of teams knocking rust off. I think the Titans defense come out and do another stellar job. Is Jacksonville going to put up some points? Yeah, Jacksonville put up some points one way or another. One way or another. Now, is this a 10-point spread? No, 10 points. Give me the dog, baby. Give me the dog. Every time, 10 points, probably going to take the dog. At 7 minus 117, I don't know if I like it enough to actually want to bet it. If it was a survivor pool pick, I'd probably take the Titans. But as far as this one goes, I do lean towards the Titans laying 7 minus 117 on Bet Online. As far as the total, no opinion on that one. But if you made me pick this week, I'd probably take the Titans. But again, if the number was lower, if it was 6.5 or 6, I'd probably have it as a play. Absolutely, it was Mariota last year. But to be honest, honestly, in my personal opinion, I don't think Tannehill's that much better of a quarterback. Has he had some great games? Yes, he has. Yes, he has. I mean, he played great last week. 249 yards in the air, 2 TDs, 0 interceptions. 97.9 passer rating. So as far as Tannehill goes, I'm not a big fan of him. Is he a step up over Mariota? Maybe in some situations. As far as actual game situational knowledge, I like Mariota. I think Tannehill makes a lot of poor mistakes when under pressure. Personal opinion. And I'm definitely not a Mariota fan, that's for sure. But hey, it's the NFL, you go with the hot hand. He gets hurt, it'll be Logan Woodside. And then we'll all be going, who the hell's this kid? But that's my lean on that one. Don't worry, we're going to get you guys on something good today to help make up for yesterday. That we at least owe you guys. Now let's take a look at another one. Another interesting game. We've got the 0-1 Detroit Lions. And then the Packers. Pat says Tannehill is still trash, just a smaller upgrade of trash. It's a give or take. Let me know how Tannehill does the entire season. And then let me know. LT says you got plus 10. That's because you're with your local book. And he knows everybody's going to take the Titans. Aaron, we'll try and touch base on that game. We should definitely have time to do that. Alrighty. You've got the 0-1 Lions, the 1-0 Packers completely. Different outcomes for each team last week. Lions getting beat by the Bears, as we just discussed, 27-23. And then you had the Packers dismantling the Vikings 43-34 in a 77-point monster of a point game. Green Bay 6-0-1 against the spread versus an opponent before playing the Cardinals. The Lions are just 1-6 against the spread before they got to play the Saints. Interesting. I don't pay much attention to those stats. They're always fun to look at. The Packers 12-3 to the over against elite rushing teams averaging more than 4.7 yards per carry. Now, I wouldn't call the Lions an elite rushing team. Did they rush the ball last week? Damn straight they did. 29 times for 138 yards, 4.8 yards per carry. They also put it in the air 42 times for 288 yards and 6.9 yards per passing attempt. Green Bay, 149 yards on the ground. 5.3 yards per carry. Something we usually don't see out of the Packers. They're usually playing from behind with Rodgers having to air it out and eventually throw that ill-fated pick towards the end of the game. Now the Packers did end up -1 on the turnover department last week. Excuse me, Green Bay had 100. I want to give them full credit. Green Bay had 158 yards on the ground and 364 in the air. I was reading the numbers that the Lions gave up. 149 on the ground and 214 in the air. So while the Lions secondary controlled what passes were going in the air, it was the run game that definitely hurt the Lions. Now Green Bay gave up some running yards as well. They gave up 134. 248 in the air, 9.9 yards per passing attempt. Aaron Jones had 16 carries last week, yes, for 66 yards on the rush game as well. Aaron Rodgers had 4 TD passes, 364 yards in the air, and 0 interceptions. Rodgers playing a fantastic game. Brad says Yankees and Padres under. Yankees under, I can't do it. I can't do anything under on the Yankees. Those bats can take an under and ruin it in one inning. That's my personal opinion. All right, so back to this game, guys. What do we expect out of this? First of all, they played twice last year. All right, they played twice last year. Packers winning both. They won the first one 23-22, and they won the second one 23-20. Both extremely close games. As far as this game goes, first of all, wouldn't be fair to talk about it without knowing what the odds are for you guys. Packers are laying 6 -108 with a total of 50.5. As far as the side, because I don't have an opinion when it comes to the total. Actually, I do. We have a play on it. We have a premium play. And if you want that one, feel free to get on board. Buy 3 days, get 3 days free. As far as the side of this game, I think there's something different with the 2020 Green Bay Packers. I loved what I saw out of Aaron Rodgers. I cannot lie. I love what I saw out of Aaron Rodgers. I think he's a man on a mission this year. I think he's out to prove that he can still do it and do it exceptionally well. And I think laying 6 on him, that number's high compared to last year. All right, that number's high compared to last year. Or last year's games. Because the first game, they were laying 3.5. The second game, they were laying 13.5. As far as this one goes, laying the 6, I definitely lean towards the Packers. I like what I saw out of them. They're at home. Obviously, no home field advantage. Sleep on own bed advantage, yes. But I like what I saw out of them. Now, I know there's been some sharp money coming in on the Lions. That's why we've seen the line move and do what it did. MLB says Lions, baby. I definitely can't back them today. I really like what I saw out of Green Bay and Aaron Rodgers last week. As far as the money goes, 85% are on the over. And this number will change drastically in an hour and a half when the books actually open in Vegas and shit gets updated. Very heavy Green Bay money line, which not like we're taking the money line anyways unless you're taking a big money line parlay. Michael says, I love my Lions. Everything felt normal again when they blew another fourth quarter lead. Exactly. I don't think they have the lead entering the fourth quarter. I think Rodgers steals the show again. I think Rodgers steals the show yet again. It's my opinion. So I do lean towards the Packers. We do have a premium play on the total on this one. Next game that we will talk about. Vikings and the Colts. Vikings starting the year off 0-1, losing to the Packers 43-34. Colts losing to Jacksonville 27-20. Both of their games went over the total. Both teams did not cover the spread. Both teams put up some good points. 20 and 34. Obviously, 20 for old Rivers is not enough. What we saw out of the Vikings offense, I wasn't disappointed with at all. By any means, wasn't disappointed with what I saw out of the Vikings on offense. That bothered me. Now, is that going to remain the same? No, they'll shore that problem up real quick. All right? I can tell you this, from early on, sharps have been seeing a total on this one going up and over. A lot of sharp money coming in on the over. And remember, guys, people that give themselves a self-imposed title of a sharp, you're not a sharp unless you beat the closing line consistently. I don't even care if you lose. You can be a sharp loser as long as you're beating the closing line. As long as you're beating the closing line, a lot of money came in early and big money came in on the over of 47. That line has obviously been moved. It's up 3 points to 50.5. So while I do lean on this one towards the over, but if I was going to take the over, I would have took it when it was at 47, 47.5. Hell, 48.5. All right? Vikings put up 134 yards on the ground yesterday. 6.1 yards per carry. 248 in the air, averaging 9.9 yards per passing attempt. Colts just 88 yards on the ground, but that's to be expected with a Phillip Rivers-led offense. 357 in the air, to be expected. 7.8 yards per passing attempt, to be expected. Phillip Rivers last week, to be expected. 357 in the air, 2 interceptions, and an 88 passer rating. That was to be expected. It's Phillip Rivers. Give me a prop that he throws a pick, and I'm going to bet it every single time. As far as the defensive side of things go last week, and their numbers so far, because that's what you can base it off of. Vikings, they gave up 158 yards on the ground, 364 in the air. They got toasted by Aaron Rodgers. But let's be honest, the Colts, Phillip Rivers can put up a lot of yardage. But the Colts offense is not the same as what we saw out of the Packers. The Colts on defense, one aspect that I liked. But keep in mind, the team they played really didn't run the ball very much. They gave up only 91 rushing yards, 4 yards per carry on 23 attempts. And they somehow held Jacksonville to 150 passing yards and still lost the game. So as far as this one goes, while I do lean towards the over, I definitely missed the boat on betting it. So I do lean towards the over 50.5, but I'm not a fan of it being that high. So I personally would have no money on it. If you didn't get it at anywhere from opening from 47 to 48.5, I'd be off of it. As far as the side goes on this one, and actually, I was actually looking at another book. My local guy has it at 50.5. Bet Online has it at 49 right now. I'm not opposed to 49. They haven't moved it at all. It's been on 49 there for a while. I'm not opposed to over 49. I think that's a good roundabout number, but that's probably my threshold. If you can get it less than that, fantastic. If you can't, then I would definitely steer clear of it. But as far as the side of the game on this one, Vikings coming in on the road with no fans, indoors, Lucas Oil Stadium, a 3.5-point dog. The Vikings coming in as a 3.5-point dog. Give me some dog action. Give me some dog action. Vikings plus 3.5 is going to be a free play for everybody. They're plus 162 on the money line. I even like them on the money line. But if I was going to be betting it, which I will be, I'll be taking the 3.5. Limited fans. Yes, thank you for correcting me. Limited fans. So not a full home, you don't get the full effect of home field advantage. Kyle B, what's going on? So I do like Minnesota plus the 3.5. That I do. Can you imagine them on a teaser? Them, the 49ers. Maybe the Chiefs. All on a teaser. Hot diggity dog. Yeah, Indy did lose last week. They're coming home. So do the Vikings. Vikings plus 3.5. They don't have to win the game. So free play, and I'll show you guys the board here in just a second. Got to roll with the dog here. You're going to give me the Vikings, and you're going to give me 3.5 points on the Vikings? You're going to give me 3.5 points on the Vikings? Against the Colts? Okay. I'll take it every day. Now, granted, the Colts beat them twice in their last 2 meetings. But pay no attention to that. Their last 2 meetings were a long time ago. So if somebody comes out there and says, hey, everybody, actually, it's 3, 4, 5 straight games. They're 3-0 against the spread, and they've won 5 straight games against the Vikings. Somebody comes out and says that, mind them no business. That's from 2016 to the year 2000. There's 112 people in here watching, and I'd be willing to bet that half of you were not even old enough to gamble in the year 2000. So pay no attention to that stat if somebody wants to base that on why you should take the Colts. Now, I will tell you this. The Colts are 9-1 against the spread at home against a big play passing team averaging more than 7.5 yards per point, or per attempt, excuse me. Big difference in the stats there. Vikings are just 2-5 in their last 7 games against. I can't talk today. 2-5 in their last 7 games as an underdog of 7 or less points. Minnesota 29-1 on the under since 2000 on the road against poor teams with a winning percentage of less than 30%. But again, as far as this one, I do believe the Vikings keep it close. I do believe the Vikings get the win. Am I going to back it on the money line? No, I'm going to take the free 3.5 point head start, and I'm going to roll with it. And I'm going to roll with it. And we're going to watch that Vikings secondary pick off Phillip Rivers. Now, on BetOnline, I really haven't found the spot to bet if there's an interception thrown in by Phillip Rivers. If there is, I'll bet it. It's probably laying $1.60, but I would bet it if you have one. All right, so let's bounce around. We got one free play on the board. Let's take a look at another game for everybody. Let's take a look at the Dolphins and the Bills. I know a lot of people were talking about this one earlier in the chat. I don't know if I can trust the Bills, and somebody else said, it's the Miami. I don't know if I can trust them. So we're going to pop up this game here. Bills were laying 5.5. Just switching back to the odds page for this one, guys. So how many in here bet the last Belarus soccer game between Slava Moisa and Shakhtar Slagorsk? I know some of you did. I cannot lie, I have 2 parlays pending. And they all ride on old Slagorsk. It's kind of scary. It's 0-0 right now. And both my parlays, a 3-teamer and a 4-teamer, all ride on Shakhtar Slagorsk. 3-teamer, $1,000 wins 19, and then I've got $1,000 4-team moneyline soccer parlay I did that pays back like $3,300. You guys know us. We love us some Belarus soccer. Shakhtar Slagorsk was a moneymaker for us during COVID. During COVID, Shakhtar Slagorsk was a flat-out moneymaker for us. Give me 1 second. Rick, Mr. Gutierrez, if you're watching, I did just receive your email about the 2-day free promo. 2 days free of premium play, so I'm activating your account now, sir. I'll send you an email confirmation when we get off the live chat or when we get off the live video here. But if you are watching, Rick, your account is good to go for Sunday, Monday's premium plays, and thank you for your support. Again, if you guys want to be cool like Rick and everybody else that has already joined the movement to bet online, you want 2 days of premium plays, my personal plays, go follow me on Twitter at CapNationKyle or watch the front of our website. There is a promo up there for 2 days. I'll probably do a video and post it up there. Obviously, I can't post it on YouTube. But I hope everybody takes me up on that one. And even if you're already on premium plays, if you have a year package, you can still get 2 days added onto it. Trent, thank you, sir. Thanks for jumping on board our big Sunday play as well. Don't forget, guys, the big Sunday play is an early game. You do not want to miss out. You guys want a Sunday winner, here you go. Last Sunday's was a huge success. And this one's going to be no different. All right, so Bills, Dolphins. And here we go. Here we go. Just popping up the live odds for it. Johnny K says the Bills laying 5.5 and over 42. As far as this one goes, BetOnline currently has the Bills laying 6 minus 103. However, you can get it minus 5.5, minus $1.13. So if you're backing the Bills, that's what I would take. If you're taking the total set over and under 42. First half has the Bills laying 3 with a total over and under 21. Curious out of you guys, Johnny K, why you like the over in this one, over 42 in this one. As far as any other options in this, first quarter total over 7.5 is plus money. Don't think I can back that one this morning, folks. Possibly, but more than likely not. All right. Jumping into this one, first of all, let's take a look and see where the money is at on this one. All right? And keep in mind, these numbers, I'm going to refresh it to see if it happened, but more than likely, these numbers will not refresh until about 9 o'clock. Brad says he thought the under. Ruben, good morning. All right, so I refreshed the numbers. We're going to take a look to see where the money's at on this one. But again, I don't expect it to be updated. These should be last night's numbers. And these are last night's numbers still. Early morning numbers. 65% taking the Bills, just 35% taking the Dolphins. 52% on the over, 48% on the under. 75% of all moneyline backers backing Buffalo. All right, Buffalo laying 245 on the money line, which could make for a good money line parlay, or adding to a teaser. All right, now one of them's 1-0, and that's the Bills. Bills coming off their big win last week against the Jets, beating them 27-17. It still wasn't a huge victory. Was it a victory for the Bills? Yeah, they started out 1-0. They played the Jets, all right? And there was one idiot that I know that took the Jets, all right? If you took the Jets and you were an idiot last week, please raise your right hand. All right? I did. I took them. in my Bet Online Pick'em contest. I gave them to my clients. I bet them huge. And it went like this right up inside me. Bloop. You know where. All right, I took it right in the rear. Right in the shorts. It's not that I didn't give the Bills enough credit. It's that I gave the Jets too much credit last week. I gave the Jets too much credit last week. Because let's be honest. While the Bills' numbers are improving, they're not the best. 98 rushing yards, 98 yards on the ground, 3.1 yards per carry. They ran the ball 32 times. They averaged 3.1 yards per carry. You want to win in the NFL? Pick that number up. You need to get to 4.5 if you want to be consistent running the ball. 306 yards passing. I like it. I like it. I like what I saw out of them out of the air attack. But let's be honest. They were picking apart the Jets. Am I a little sour on the Jets from last week? Yeah, I am. I'm a little sour on them. Josh Allen played a very clean game, went 33 of 46. They let him pass the ball 46 times, although he needed to be able to beat the Jets last week by 10. He put up 312 yards in the air, 2 passing touchdowns. Hold on. Bravo Zulu to Josh Allen. He put up more than 1 touchdown in the game. And he did not throw a pick. Johnny K, the cab driver, took him as well. Damn straight. Lewis says, what is Gase doing coaching? He's horrible. If my professional career was like his, I would have been fired a long time ago. But if you worked for the Jets, they don't care. They don't care if they're a losing program. Ownership, let's be honest, if ownership cared, they would do what Kraft and the Patriots do. They would cheat until they get caught and then beg for forgiveness later. If ownership cared about winning, they'd do what the Buccaneers are doing. Bringing in Tom Brady and getting some star power down to Tampa Bay. But the Jets ownership doesn't care. Anyways, back to Buffalo. I liked what I saw out of Josh Allen. I really did. Johnny K, it was tempting. Jets last week. And let's do this again. If you were the idiot who took the Jets last week, raise your right hand. I can't even look at you while I do this. I cannot. Buffalo 8-1-1 against the spread. Their last 10 games on the road under Josh Allen. Did you hear what I said? 8-1-1 against the spread on the road. Bada bing, bada boom. Miami 2-12-1 against the spread after playing the Patriots. And that's who they played last week. They ended up losing. Cam Newton and the Patriots, holy hell. We need to talk about them. Buffalo 19-7 on the road, under McDermott's head coaching powers. Now, these two teams did face off not once, but twice last year. First meeting with Buffalo winning by 10, 31-21, high-scoring game. Second game of the year on the road, Buffalo dismantled them 37-20. They did give up 20 and 21 points. So while I have no play on the over of this game, I have zero play. I have zero play on this one. As far as a lean goes, God, I don't even want to say it, but I lean just because of the trend towards the over 42. But let me be honest, the bookmakers are super flippin' smart, and that's why the number's at 42. In reality, it probably stays under. It'll probably be like a 24-10 final. But I do lean towards the over. Even though my better judgment is probably saying take the under, I can't trust the Bills defense. Can't trust anything about Miami. There's another dumpster fire, don't get me started. As far as the side goes, I owe you guys a good one from yesterday. All right, I do. For everybody that's already forgiven me for the disaster of a day yesterday, my hat's off to you. Thank you. For everybody that's still holding a grudge because free plays sucked, my plays sucked, well, too fucking bad. Get over it. Grow up. Let's make some money today with a smile on my face. But anyways, I'm going to give you guys a premium play. All right, a premium play. I'm going to throw everybody a bone. If you're on the premium play package, there's actually 5 premium plays today. If you're on the full package, football, NBA, Major League Baseball, 5 premium plays. There's a possibility we're working on another one. We have to confirm a key player. There's a rumor that's not out to the public yet that a certain player may be out or not out. We want to make sure before we move on it. So if you're on premium plays and you've got the NFL, make sure you check back in a couple of hours. And hopefully, and it's actually a later game, so check in around 3 p.m. And if it's up, it's up. Tom says you're forgiven 10 times. I'll be forgiven if Shakhtar Slagorsk can get me a damn goal and close out a win on that game. Nearing the end of the first half, it's still 0-0. They're in extra time right now. They've picked up a couple yellow cards early. Shakhtar Slagorsk, Belarus soccer, let's go, baby. All right, but anyways, not that you can see the board, but you will in a minute. Bills laying 5.5. Right there. Bills laid 5.5. That is a premium play. If you want the other 4 out of the premium play package, go get signed up. Brian, if you're on the restart package, remember the premium play restart package, that discounted package that they sold for $349, which got you like 3 months worth of premium plays. When we charge, $1,000 a week for the premium plays for the normal rate, the restart package is NBA and Major League Baseball. Occasionally, they've thrown a football play in there just to basically celebrate the first week of NFL last week or the first Monday Night Football. But from time to time, they'll throw a little bonus one in there. Princess Chachi on Bet Online, it's -6, -103, so just hit the button and take a -113. Just hit the button, drop down, take a -5.5, -113. They're -6, -103 at almost even money. But there is that one, folks. Let's keep the show rolling. All right, let's keep the show rolling. We're going to keep going. We're going to keep bouncing around. Now, I know we talked that we're going to talk about the Patriots, and we will because that's your Sunday night football game. But let's talk about the Falcons and the Cowgirls. To all my Dallas Cowboy fans out there, I do apologize if I call your team the Cowgirls. It's nothing personal. Sometimes I think their decisions lead them in that direction. And I could use another coffee, that's for sure. That is for sure. All right, so we'll discuss the Patriots game. Don't worry. That we will. We've been live for a little over an hour and a half, roughly an hour and 20 minutes of that has been live. If you haven't already done so, and you're not one of the 4 douchebags who grace us with their presence and hit the thumbs down button, but if you're one of the 115 here that hasn't, 116 now, hasn't done so, do us a huge favor, help get our video trending. There should be no reason why we don't have over 100 likes. Hell, I might even start giving away a package or 2 if you do. So do us a huge favor, give us a big thumbs up in the video. If you're on the mobile, if you're on your phone or a tablet, you'll have to X out of the live chat to be able to see it, then hit the thumbs up, help get our video trending on YouTube. Because like I've always told you guys, the bigger we build this, the more I'll be able to give to you guys for free. So let's have some fun. Let's continue on with what we're doing. Next one that's on the radar. Falcons, Cowboys. Hot diggity dog. Falcons, 0-1 on the year. 0-1 against the spread. 1-0 towards the over. Coming off of their 25-38 loss to the Seahawks, getting the beat down by Russell Wilson. And the Cowboys, a.k.a. the Cowgirls, losing 20-17 with another poor coaching decision. I'm going to be honest here. I get that team ownerships want to have a winning program. I get that team ownership wants to have that winning program start from a winning head coach all the way down. How many times do you see it? And where you really see it is in the NBA. You also see it a lot in the NFL. How many times will a team owner hire a coach that is past his prime, that has not adapted to what the league is doing? They may have won Super Bowls, have been great for 10 years, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10 years ago. The NBA has evolved. It's a whole new style of play. The NFL has evolved. Now, granted, some of it's the same, a lot of it's the same, but coaching styles, playing styles, they've evolved with the new rules, they've evolved with times. The Rams had to get creative this year. After coming out 2 years ago and lighting the world on fire, what did they do last year? They got beat because the teams adapted on defense. But when you have a head coach who doesn't adapt, who makes the same continuous mistakes, Mike McCarthy failing to kick it. At least they would have had a tie game and a chance to win. There's a reason why he got booted out of Green Bay. Let's be honest. He's past his prime. He's not into the new NFL, the Kingsbury, the McVays. Hell, look at Belichick. He will continue to adapt and be Bill Belichick. He'll be great to the day that he wants to retire. Tom says, glad the Packers got rid of McCarthy. Was McCarthy the right pickup for the Cowboys? Probably not. They probably should have grabbed one of these playmakers Because let's be honest, it doesn't matter if it's the NHL, the NFL, the NBA, or Major League Baseball. LaFleur, there you go. Mike D'Antoni in the NBA, another one that just needs to retire and go away. Every one of these leagues, college football, while defense wins championships, you can't win if you're not scoring. That's why these teams are plucking coaches out of college. Oh, Cliff going to the Cardinals. He turned them around midseason last year. I think he got the Cardinals 5 wins. They started out, they beat the flipping 49ers. They're doing something right in Arizona. Now, Lincoln Riley said, I'm not going to Dallas. I'm not leaving. I'm staying in college. Bullshit. If Jerry Jones would have came calling and offered him 8, 5, excuse my language, even probably $3 million a year to be the Dallas Cowboys head coach, you're telling me he wasn't gonna go? The Dallas Cowboys is the premium coaching job in the NFL. It is the one that they've all sought after. Why working for Jerry Jones? Who knows? Maybe it's just because it's America's team, they say, the Dallas Cowboys. Dallas Cowboys, the coaching. Maybe he'll prove me wrong this year. Until then, old Dak's going to have to take the team on his back. 25 of 39 for 266 yards and a touchdown last week. Matt Ryan, hot diggity dog, threw the ball 54 times. He went 37 of 54, put up 450 yards in the air. He only had 2 touchdowns. Imagine that one. Only 2 touchdowns in the air, and he threw a pick. He threw it 54 flipping times, and he was only picked off once. Not bad. Dallas 8-2 against the spread in their last 10 games at home against a poor team with a 20% or less winning percentage. Atlanta's just 3-7 against the spread on the road, coming off of a straight-up loss. Atlanta 7 on the under on the road after a game with a turnover margin of -2 or worse. Todd Gurley had 14 carries for 56 yards, average 4 yards a carry. Give him 28 and see what happens. He'll rip off a real big one mixed in there. Now, granted, Matt Ryan threw the ball 54 times. He threw it in the direction of Calvin Ridley 12. He hauled in 9 catches for 134 yards and 2 touchdowns. He averaged 14.4 yards per pass. Dak was finding Amari, no doubt about it. He hit him 10 times, targeted him 14, had 81 yards and a touchdown. He was the 8-yard man. Robert S., I agree. What they're doing down there in Glendale is they're definitely making improvements. They're making strides. Under Cliff, they're making strides, no doubt about it. Taking a look at both teams' defense. The Falcons held Russell Wilson. Thank you. I'll get that frozen screen fixed. Hopefully that's better. As far as Dallas on defense, getting torched on the ground. The Rams ran every direction from sideways to forward on them. 153 yards. Now, they ran the ball a lot, 40 times. They did hold them to 3.8 yards per carry. That number I liked out of Dallas's defense. I like that out of their front line. That 3.8. I like that number. Are the Falcons going to run the ball 40 times against Dallas? No. I don't know a game. I can't remember a game where the Falcons ever had anywhere close to 40 running attempts. Now, they did give up 269 in the air, 8.7 yards per passing attempt. So look for that Dallas secondary to get torched in the air by Matt Ryan, who put up 450, I think it was. 450 yards in the air. I do agree, Robert. Robert says the Rams' offensive line far more athletic than the Falcons. That I can agree with. As far as betting purposes, taking a look at this one, Cowboys laying 3 at even money, +3 for the Falcons at -120. If you want to take the Cowboys, you can get them at +3 -3 at even money. If you take them at you can take them at 2.5. But if you want to take them at 2.5, you're gonna have to lay the juice. It's -1.25. They're definitely trying to get you to take the Falcons on this one. The total on this one is over and under 54. You know, these two teams, they played 2 years ago. They didn't play last year. They played middle of November 2 years ago. Dallas winning 22-19. I know a lot of people are on the total sitting at 54 right now. I don't see the 54. I really don't. Now, granted, they probably do blow it out, and this is why I'm not taking it, and this is why I don't have $1 on it. But if I did do anything, I do lean towards Atlanta and Dallas under 54. I do lean towards the under. I think 54 is way too high. I really do. As far as the side on this game, guys, I want to say Cowboys. I really do. I just don't have any faith in them. I think they're probably going to lose today. Jerry Jones is going to be all up in air. Arms will be waving around. He'll be steaming. There'll be rumors that McCarthy's on the chopping block after going 0-2. They'll need somebody to escape on, so they'll escape with old Deck. Robert, what, the under 51 or the over 51? You know, Rogello says, you're right, you just don't know which Cowboys show up every week. I agree with you 100%. If there was any consistency coming out of Dallas, I would be all over Dallas. Robert, I lean towards the under. I don't like anything about the over. Now, I do like Matt Ryan in the over. What about 47? What about 37? What about this? I'm not capping it at 47. But over and under 54, where it's at right now, as we're doing the show, I lean towards the under. But again, I lean towards it. I'm not betting the over or the under anyway. All right? I'm not on that. I have enough plays between premium plays and my personal plays and our big Sunday play that just a straight lean. It's just my opinion. So, and I could be completely wrong. Watch it. It'll be 70 points. It'll be a Packers-Vikings game between the Falcons and the Cowboys today. Dak Prescott will throw 5 touchdowns. Zeke will run for 3. You know, who knows? But I do, in my personal opinion, I do lean towards the under. I think the line's overinflated. Everybody and their mother, their second cousin, their aunties, and their uncles are all riding the over on this one. I like to buck the trends. And I mean, my personal opinion is the under anyways. It just makes me feel even better that everybody and their second cousin is on the over. 93% of the money coming in is on the over. Just remember this. In the long run, Vegas never loses. That line is 54 for a reason. And if the money keeps coming in on the over, Don't bet it. Don't bet the under yet. If you're going to bet the under, wait. That line keeps rising. Guys, you've got until 1 p.m. Eastern time. You've got 2 hours. That line will keep going. Definitely, Matty Ice could sling the ball. No doubt about it. I think 54 is a lot. The fact that everybody and their second cousin has sold their adopted kids to take the over. Give me the under money. On that basis alone. But then add in the fact, I do feel it's a high-juiced game. I do think, keep in mind, they've played a couple times since 2015. 2015 was the last time they played a game that the total even went into the mid-40s. 2 years ago, it was a 22-19 final. The year before that was a 27-7 final. 2 out of their last 5 meetings dating back to 2009 have went over 51. Rogello, that's a good feeling that it may close at 56. If it keeps rising, I'll be forced to take the under. So Nathan asked me yesterday, I think, do I ever take unders? I'm an over guy. I think overs are more fun to bet. I like to root for points. But I have no problem putting my hard-earned money on an under. And if that line keeps rising, I'll be forced to put a bet in on it. Now, last week, we saw some, a lot of points scored in the Seattle-Atlanta game. 38-25. Dallas game 2017. Atlanta 7-0 on the under on the road after a game with a turnover margin of -2 or worse. As far as the side of this game, again, I'm going to lean towards the dog. I'm going to lean towards Atlanta plus the 3. Rogello, yeah, we did take the Colts and the Vikings. I lean towards the Vikings plus the 3.5. It's also a free play of ours for the live chat. Here's the free play board if you guys can't see it. There's the free play board. The Bills is a premium play. The Vikings is one that we've got just for the live chat in here. We also lean towards the over of 49 in that game. Max, we haven't touched that game yet. Matt, how did I do yesterday? Well, here's how I did yesterday. If you took a dumpster and you poured a bunch of gasoline on it and you lit it, I was a dumpster fire yesterday. All right? For all intents and purposes, you probably should fade me. I was so bad yesterday. But now everybody knows the bounce backs are monstrous. So I expect a really good day today. All right, so moving along, I do want to touch, because we've been live for 2 hours now, and we do have to get going here shortly. I do want to touch Sunday Night Football, at least get that one. If we have more time to do more after that, we will. Now, the live wager show, for everybody that doesn't know, we went live yesterday a second time during the second quarter of the first set of games. It was a live wager show where it was strictly geared towards 100% live wagers, in-game wagering. I bet actually live. I logged in on the screen on the board. Because if you guys are... Oh, hold on. If you guys can see... I actually mirrored my screen, logged into Bet Online, and it'll go there, and I'll log in, I bet, showed actually my live wagers right online, and actually bet them in front of you guys. There's not another service that does it. There's services that talk about betting. I bet the game's this, I bet the game's that, I'm taking this, I'm taking that. They don't ever show you proof. I actually logged into my account and did it, and at one time showed everybody that I had like 18,000 pending on games and stuff like that. That's what we do here. So the live wager show, I'm going to change it a little bit. I don't want to do it during the first. I know we have a lot of games for that first set of games, which is a lot to keep track of and all of that. We have 4 games in the afternoon. I don't even want to say the team's name because it just irks me. The Washington football team, that's the best you could come up with. But we've got them and the Cardinals, the Ravens and the Texans, the Chiefs and the Chargers, and the Patriots and the Seahawks tonight. So we have 3 afternoon games, 1 evening game. Thank you, Chris. I appreciate it. I appreciate that. But we will do the live wager show during the second quarter of the second set of games. So it'll be a little bit later. It'll be a couple hours after, all right? So we're not going to just go live in an hour after getting off live. We're going to go live much later, all right? I think that'll be a better outcome. We'll have 3 games that we can focus in on. I'll have all 3 on the screen. Obviously, I can't show you guys, or else, I'm going to get my hand slapped by YouTube for copyright infringement, and then you'll see us next year. But I reconfigure the office. We show the board, show the live wagers, all of that fun stuff. Give me 1 second, folks. So, with the first game kicking off with the Washington football team, at 1:05 on the West Coast, 4:05 on the East Coast. We'll be live roughly 30 minutes after that. So at 4:30 Eastern Time, 1:30 Pacific, really for the start of the kickoff of the Ravens and then the Chiefs game, and then the starting in the second quarter of the Cardinals game, we will be live. That also gives us an opportunity to pay attention to a little baseball as well for some afternoon baseball live action. So we'll be live again today, 4:30 Eastern Time, 1:30 Pacific. Now we're going to do the last game. We're going to break down Sunday Night Football because I'm not going to be doing my game day breakdowns during the live show. It's strictly towards in-game betting. So if you want to make money betting live, make sure you guys tune into that one. Terry Bath, did I bet the Chelsea game today? No, I did not. No, I did not. I did not bet the Chelsea soccer game. For everybody that did, I wish everybody the best of luck. I do have a big parlay, actually 2 parlays pending. And all riding on Shakhtar Slagorsk to actually score a damn goal and win the game. So hopefully they don't let me down, and that's Belarus soccer. I think we're at the 57-minute mark. But Chelsea versus Liverpool today, yes, definitely a big game. They must have just took a big bet on it because BetOnline locked it. I was just pulling it up. But as far as that one goes, I don't have an opinion on that one. I stayed clear of that game. I stayed clear of it for a reason. Now, the Leicester game later on, I like Leicester. I do lean towards Leicester if you guys want a free lean there on the English Premier League later on tonight. I do lean towards Leicester. That I do. Manchester City tomorrow against the Wolves. All right, so back to Sunday Night Football. Feels so weird to say the Patriots without Tom Brady, doesn't it? Feels so weird. But they looked so good last week. Patriots coming into Seattle. Plus 3.5. Over and under 45. Now, I have not seen anything that said this game could potentially be canceled due to, or postponed, due to the smoke that, caused the Padres in the Seattle series that was supposed to take place in Seattle to relocate to San Diego. I have not seen any of that information. First of all, the money aspect. Where's the money coming in at? Let's take a look. All right, so I got that information popping up. Bear with me while I get that one going. Here we go. 64% of all against the spread bets coming in right now, rolling in on the Sea Chickens. All right, 80% on the over, just 20% on the under. 63% of all money line coming in, money line bets, mostly parlays, coming in on the Seahawks. All right? Now, I don't care who Bill Belichick has at quarterback. Tom Brady is an amazing quarterback. Cam Newton, I will not say is an amazing quarterback. However, what Bill Belichick does in New England is he takes what other people feel as subpar players and he turns them into superstars in New England. Time and time and time again. That man has a reading of players that will make his style of offense and his style of play compatible and work. And it's no different with Cam. 38-25 victory over the Falcons. I'm actually excited about this game. Sorry, the Falcons 38-25 torching that they took from Seattle. I'm extremely excited to watch Seattle and the Patriots today butt heads. Now, the Patriots on offense, I don't want to say they were lackluster. They might have been lackluster on the scoreboard, but they weren't when it came to running the ball, 217 yards on the ground. Now, the one thing that we have to watch out for, Cam's eventually going to take a big hit. However, I will give Cam this. Cam is one of the only players that will go out there who is so beat up and so broken that he can barely breathe because he's got fractured ribs, not just cracked, but fractured. His non-throwing hand could be ripped off and dangling, and he'd still say, "Take me up, coach, and let me out there." I will give Cam that much. He threw for 155 yards. He played clean. He's probably going to come in wearing another crazy attire today. I look forward to seeing what he's wearing. He had 75 rushing yards. The longest that he ripped off was 12 yards. He ran it 15 times. 2 touchdowns on the ground. 2 touchdowns on the ground. Atlanta, when they played the Sea Chickens, they couldn't run the ball. Running used to be Russell Wilson's game, and it still is. He can scramble like no other. But can they compete and beat a team that's built like them? We're going to find out. Seattle put up just 84 yards on the ground rushing 299 in the air. Whereas the Patriots put up 217 yards on the ground, averaging 5.2 yards per carry and 140 in the air on just 19 attempts. The defense, when it came to running the ball. The Patriots defense kept Miami in check, which is probably not the hardest thing to do, holding them to 87 yards on the ground, 3.2 yards per carry, and 182 in the air. Seattle's defense excelled at stopping the run, but let's be honest, Matt Ryan hasn't really had a die-hard running program in a long time. They held the Falcons to 72 yards rushing. They got torched in the air by Matt Ryan for 450 yards. Not only does Seattle got to worry about the run this week, Cam Newton can throw the ball when he wants to. Cam Newton can throw the ball when he wants to. Bill Belichick is 8-2 in his last 10 games as an underdog. The Seahawks won 5-1 against the spread their last 7 games at home before having to play the Cowboys. And Seattle's 8-1-1 on the over, playing quality teams with a winning percentage. Does that happen today? Gonna find out. As of right now, straight up honest with you guys, not $1 on this game. I don't have $1 on this game. Okay? I know a lot of people betting on old Russell Wilson and the Seahawks for rightful reasons. For rightful reasons. Now, as far as my opinion goes, and keep in mind, I don't have $1 on this game yet. But as far as this one goes, Patriots catching 3.5 at -105. You can get +3 at -115. I see chickens are laying 3.5 -$1.15. Total over and under 45. Now this one has a making for a ton of points. It really does. It really does. Personal opinion, I'm going to take a stab and I'm going to say somehow, some way, I lean towards the under of 45. Call me crazy. Call me crazy and I may be way off base. And keep in mind, when I give out a lean, it doesn't mean I'm betting on it. But as of right now, I like the under 45. I think they made that total low enough to make everybody bite on the over on purpose. And the books are not wanting to give away the money because the public's going to ride Sunday Night Football to the over. Oh my God, the Patriots and the Seahawks. Look what the Seahawks did last week. High-scoring game, yada, yada, yada. If you think the books aren't setting a trap, you're living in a whole nother world. This is a perfect trap scenario where we're going to see 80% of the public and sharp money all pounding the over 45. It makes dollars and cents when you start taking a look at the stats. First of all, Cam Newton is not Matt Ryan when it comes to the air. Cam Newton is not going to have 450 yards in the air against Seattle's defense. New England excelled at running the ball last week. Seattle excelled on defense at defending the run. They gave up 72 rushing yards, and that was it. And I'm sure if the Falcons thought that they could spread out their run pass a little more from 72 to 450, if they could make it a little more even, they probably would have. Time of possession would have been better. and maybe they would have won the game. But as far as this one goes, Seattle, they only ran the ball 20 times, but they only put up 84 yards. It was one thing the Patriots did well, and they do well. They defend the run. What else did the Patriots do? Granted, the Patriots defense, one part about the total that I don't like is that the Patriots defense aren't really tested playing Miami. They're going to get tested today. I think they hold up. They gave up 182 yards in the air. Granted, that's to Miami. That's not to Seattle. Seattle's passing game is light years ahead of Miami. That's the one aspect that I don't like, and that's the one aspect why I'm actually not, as of right now, betting the under 45. So when you're comparing offense to defenses and what to expect, I think defense prevails in this matchup. I love the coaching matchup. I mean, most of you guys know I'm a huge USC Trojans fan. Pete Carroll's my favorite coach of all times in college. Pete, baby. Today, I think we get a defensive matchup. I think we get two of the best minds when it comes to coaching. Got Belichick and Pete Carroll. The mind games couldn't be any bigger tonight. So I do lean towards the under. As far as the side on this game, I'm not going to give an opinion, a diehard opinion, that is. Russell Wilson, Pete Carroll, they probably win the battle, but I don't know if they cover the spread. Nick, thank you for jumping on board. Premium plays. So as far as this one, guys, this might be a teaser opportunity more than it is an actual play, at least for me. But the fact that I can get the Patriots at +4 minus $1.15, I like it. I like the Patriots at +4 minus 115 because right now on BetOnline it's +3.5 minus 105. Click the drop down, you'll see minus 115 for 4. That I do like. I don't know if I'm definitely not in love or wanting to bet it, at least not yet. Maybe a teaser, maybe I throw that in a big teaser, a big Hail Mary teaser and take 6 or 7 points. Hell, you can get the Patriots at +3 first half. Food for thought right there. Russell Wilson comes out slow. True to the crew, what's going on? So food for thought. Hell, can you imagine BetOnline's 13-point football parlay? Oh my Lord. Can you imagine that one? Taking a quick gander. I'm just out of shits and giggles curiosity. I'm just mopping out something real quick, so don't go anywhere. This could be fun. I'm curious what this pays. Not very much. They have a 23-20 teaser. A 13-point teaser. And actually, if you add one more team, it pays 1-6. This one is actually attractive. I have, just for, I mean, this is, I don't even know if I'm going to bet it. This is such a big teaser. But it pays 6-1. 13 points, Patriots +9.5. Or hold on, that dropped me down to it reset it to a six point teaser. Hold on. Let's see. Can you imagine the Patriots plus 16.5? The Buccaneers plus 5. The 49ers plus 6. The Vikings plus 16.5. Kansas City plus 4. And the Ravens plus 6. It only pays plus 110, but you'd have to win all those. A 13-point teaser. That would be a killer teaser. That's a big teaser right there. Don't know if I could do it, but could you imagine that one? So I do lean towards the under 45. I think it's a complete trap game. My personal opinion, guys. I really do. But again, as of right now, I don't have a play on it. Not to say I won't come Sunday night for Sunday Night Football tonight. So there's that one. Tom, it wouldn't let you submit one? Huh. I don't know. I've never tried. But, you know, if we can get a goal by Shakhtar Slagorsk and they can win the game, maybe I'll try a big one after cashing a parlay. All right, guys, that's that. We've been live for over 2.5 hours. We'll be live again at 4:30 Eastern Time for Live Wager, focusing in 100% live wagers. If you haven't already done so, do us a huge favor. Give us a big thumbs up on your way out the door. Don't forget the Sunday Guaranteed Play. You need to be signed up by 1 p.m. Eastern Time. It is an early game, but it's a winner. So don't miss out. All right, guys, I am going to get out of here. We'll see you guys in 6 hours for Live Wager. Remember, always bet responsibly. Always bet responsibly. Very welcome, Tom. I can't emphasize that enough. Always bet responsibly. Thanks, Robert. Very welcome, Jeff, as well. Everybody. All right, guys, we'll see you in 6 hours. Good luck. Always bet with your means. Don't do anything stupid. And we'll see you guys later. Have a great Sunday. If I don't see you guys live, remember, big promo, free promo coming in our next daily free